bringing to you now two adventures. Now, vroeër het ek hulle twee maltrappe genoem wat avontuurslustig is, and definitely so. They've traveled the world, successfully traveling on the Atlantic Ocean from Morocco to New York in an epic 10,500 kilometer journey, and they have made it back to South Africa, 133 days on the sea. So I have to say welcome back to Riaan, Manser, and also to Vasti, Geldenhuys. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I can't believe you made it. Do you know the last time I saw you, I really prayed to God that you would actually make it back. Because what you've done is crazy. Tell me about the journey, Riaan. You made it back.
So when you look back now, Vasti and I, 4.5 months on the ocean, and again, something that no human beings have done. It's surreal for us.
How do you feel that you've accomplished this? I mean, you and I were speaking beforehand, and we thought, when you leave Morocco, knowing that you're going to travel for so long, when you look behind you and you say, okay, I'm actually on the water, can you think through it?
You shouldn't think of the next day. You should only think of that day and that hour and that rowing hour. Because if you think of that whole journey, I think you will, I don't know, it's too big.
Sure. Vasti will tell you on the end of the first day what she was thinking. She actually climbed into the cabin, went to sleep, and she was thinking to herself that she's not going to make this.
Yeah, I thought it was too big. I wouldn't be able to do this.
You went through some incredibly hard times, Riaan. I mean, I've read about you being almost swept out to sea, also food poisoning. Vasti, apparently you lost feeling in your hands. Tell me about that.
When you row each day, I don't know how it happens, but you row, and at the end of the day, you cannot close your hands anymore, and I think that had something to do with it. You call it rower's claw. And that was just one of the things that went wrong. You know?
How did you almost got straight out of sea, Riaan?
Listen, just probably my ADD mixed with a little bit of adventurousness. On all my journeys, I've probably risked things a bit, and I was swimming next to the boat, so swimming out in the ocean, it was just exhilarating for me. I took the camera from Vasti and wanted to film her sitting in the boat, so we're about 2,000 kilometers away from any land. And I was busy filming her and just drifted a bit away, drifted a bit more away, and then when I tried to swim back, and I'm a good swimmer, and I had that GoPro camera in my hand, trying to swim back to catch up to the boat again, and 3 attempts, failed all 3, and we had cameras busy running at the time, capturing this amazingly.
And there you are, lying in the middle of the ocean.
Something similar to that. So that was a calm. That was a calm day. So
and you couldn't get back.
I couldn't get back, and what saved me was just.
How long does that happen? I mean, how long do you lie there for, hoping to get back? Is it hours? Is it minutes?
When I tell the story now, I'm thinking to myself, this happened in the space of like 5 to 10 seconds, but it actually was a little bit longer. But I remember just that burn of the salt water in my throat. I'd swallowed nearly a liter of salt water already, and it was surreal. I thought to myself, how can this be possible? It's impossible.
That's not the only thing that happened to you guys. I mean, we've got footage of you out there experiencing your crazy sea life. Scary sharks under your boat. What?
Especially when you come up from Miami to New York. Yes, there's a lot of sharks. If you fall into the water there,
Can you actually see
be eaten.
them?
Yes, you can see them.
You can see the sharks.
How big is the boat? Because I mean, I'm trying to visualize this. Okay, there you are, and
catching fish.
That's just
catching fish. Is that what you? Is that lunch?
That's lunch.
There we go.
Breakfast and dinner.
Breakfast, dinner, and lunch. You always read about these things in books. You know, when people say you get scurvy, you kry skeerbuik as jy so. Did you get any illnesses? Food poisoning?
Food poisoning. You see, some of the fish are big, and we, like any good South Africans, we're not going to waste any food. We ate every last little bit. So when we caught a big dorado, we would eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then snacks in between. We'd eat fish. And it was the 3rd day of this fish, and we're still stuck at it. We forgot to put it in the refrigerator.
Of course.
So, and sure, when we were eating it that morning, we could taste that it was a bit sour and rancid. Vasti just broke out in this big rash, swelling all over. Our hearts were beating fast. I was getting sick, literally in the space of a few minutes.
Did you have medication and stuff? I mean, how do you treat that when you're in the middle of Miami and...
You wait it out.
We literally did.
You guys are crazy. The big question on everyone's lips, are you still together after this?
Yeah, how can you believe it? Well, I think I'm still with you.
Are we still together?
Breaking news. What's the one thing that you've learned from this journey? I mean, most of us don't put ourselves through that kind of journey, adventure, call it that. But as a couple, you felt that you wanted to do it. What's the biggest thing that you learn on that water?
Millions of things. I think we know that a journey like that, it was a long time we spent at sea, but also if you want to do adventure, we live in a modern world where adventure can't be stuff where you have people following you and support boats, etc. Get out there and absolutely risk it, because we did. I mean, not just our relationship, everything else.
I just want to say the views of Riaan Manser is not the views of Expresso. We love being safe. We promote everything. Get as much assistance as possible. Okay? So you might be the adventure and encouraging everyone. What's next for you guys? Are you going to space without oxygen? I mean, what do you want to do next?
Maybe you are going to space.
Maybe I am. I sent Elon Musk a mail when we were arriving, but he was busy with something small probably in America. But Vasti is actually a qualified lawyer, and she'll be carrying on.
I'll be going back to work today.
Wow. Okay, well, good luck going back to work. I'm glad you made it back, in all seriousness. 130 days is no joke.
Thank you for having us, and also just, we don't get a chance to say it, but the people that supported us along the way, just we're so grateful, man. It's not because we're big and tough and strong, it's because people really cared about us, and we're super, super grateful for every last message we got.
Stay with us. They are in our studio. Well, here they are. They made it back. Riaan Manser and Vasti Geldenhuys. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll be back after the break.